These are the most powerful factions in all of Night City. I'm going to be ranking these guys from legendary threat all the way down to cannon fodder, and I'm going to be ranking them based on the amount of power that they would be able to exert in the city itself. So not the power that they have throughout the entire world, but if they were to do something within Night City, how powerful and how threatening would they be against the force that they're fighting? So right off the bat, Arasaka and Militech and Netwatch, these guys go at the very top. They are the most dangerous corporations that you can run into. You have to remember that, okay, Arasaka and Militech are private armies. That's what they do. Arasaka and Militech were hired by other megacorps to do the fighting. There's really not many threats in the world that can even contest these two, except for each other. And we got Netwatch. Dude, understand this. Netwatch is broken. They are literally, you know what? Netwatch is OP. They just control the net, the whole thing. They created the black wall. Okay? They just don't have a force outside of the net. But you can't touch the net. There are exceptions. All right, 6th Street. 6th Street, I'll say mild disturbance. Almost all of them are combat trained. There's really not that many of them overall, so if they were to go full force on any particular party, there are a group of factions that will be able to contest 6th Street in that case. Next, we have the Aldecaldos. We're going to give them top of grade opponents right now. In Cyberpunk, we only see one little faction, one little camp of the Aldecaldos, but they are deep, bro. As of 2077, there are tens of thousands of Aldecaldos. In the game, we specifically deal with the Bright family of the Aldecaldos. But if the Aldecaldos were to go full force on anyone, they would do amazing. We saw the Aldecaldos, of course with the help of V, the Aldecaldos were able to literally raid Arasaka Tower. They stole a basilisk. Animals, we're going to put them even with 6th Street. The animals are pretty lethal. I mean, Netwatch did hire them to guard their agent while he was infiltrating the Voodoo Boys subnet. So they're definitely capable. The backers, they're fodder. The backers don't even exist anymore. This is the Nomad clan that V used to be a part of. They don't exist anymore, so they're fodder. Maelstrom, I gotta give these guys top of mild disturbance. Maelstrom is known as one of the most dangerous gangs in Night City, but that's because they're extremely volatile. If you look at a Maelstrom member wrong, no, honestly, you don't even have to look at it. If you're in the vicinity of a Maelstrom member, you might just get flatlined just because. That's why their threat level is so high. And if Maelstrom were to full force attack a certain faction, they would almost always have the advantage in cybernetics. This would make them more capable than a lot of factions. However, there's not that many. They're one of the smallest factions in all of Night City. There's like 1,300 of them, and they drop like flies every day because they're constantly going cyber psycho. MaxTac, these are great opponents. These are great opponents. I know a lot of you guys are going to want me to put MaxTac in legendary threat, but I am sorry to tell you, they just are not. MaxTac is a group of special operatives, so if they are all put in towards one task, there's still not going to be that many of them. They're not a team built to fight armies. That being said though, they're still extremely high because they are all extremely capable. Now we've got the Moxes. We're going to go with average goons, but they are nowhere close to as capable as the ones above them. Nah, honestly, I'll just be real. They're cannon fodder. There's less than 500 members of the Mox. They have pretty much one stronghold in Night City, that being Lizzie's. As far as we know, Rebecca is by far the most dangerous Mox probably ever. Scavs, cannon fodder. The Scavs are horrible. They're just random people. Like, they're literally just random people off the street that wear a unified mask. They're not known for cybernetics. They're really not known for anything as far as elite combat goes. Trauma Team, we're going to put in the middle of mild disturbance. Now, the reason we're putting them this high is because Trauma Team is actually pretty lethal. Actually, we're going to lower Trauma Team. I think that Trauma Team kind of does get overrated by the way that Jackie talks about them in the beginning of the game. And people also just love Trauma Team a lot, but they're really not all that strong. They're armored relatively well, and they have great transportation. Of course, they have the AV, but they're by no means elite operatives. They're essentially just armored for the occasion. Tiger Claws, we gotta put the Tiger Claws in great opponents. Now, the reason the Tiger Claws are actually going this high is because, one, as a gang, they're one of the largest in Night City. There's over 5,000 members. They also have control of one of the largest sections of Night City. When compared to the three gangs below them, it doesn't even come close. Most notably, the Tiger Claws are rumored to be in league with Arasaka. And it seems like it's so. So the Tiger Claws have corporate funding. Valentinos are going to go at the top of Mal Disturbance. Because unlike the Tiger Claws, the Valentinos aren't necessarily known to have a certain type of cyberware often, or be corporate backed in any way. They're just huge, and they also control one of the biggest areas in Night City. The Voodoo Boys are going to go at the top of Great Opponents. The reason the Voodoo Boys are this high is because they are the only known faction to regularly face off with a megacorp. You see, the Voodoo Boys and Netwatch have a long history with each other. Netwatch almost always comes out on top, but the Voodoo Boys have proven to be a consistent threat. I know some would say the Voodoo Boys are actually stronger than Netwatch. Bro, this is just not even a little close to true. Netwatch sent one agent, to Night City. Now, there were others scattered across the area, but there was one task with this job, and he took out the leader and their second head netrunner. Well, he put them in stasis in the net. Essentially, he was able to infiltrate their subnet and outmaneuver the leader of the gang. This is one guy. This kind of demonstrates the levels. The Wraiths, these guys are average at best. Honestly, cannon fodder is probably more likely to be true. But to be fair, they are known to be pretty dangerous. There's just not that many of them overall. Orbital Air. Orbital Air were putting out legendary threats. You see, Orbital Air, they're extremely strong. In the past, they would employ armies to fight for them. In 2077, the game, during the DLC, we see Orbital Air facing up against NUSA Special Operatives. A fight that's probably going to cause the 5th Corporate War, honestly. But because of that, next, we're going to go with the NUSA as well. We're going to put these guys at the bottom of legendary threats. I mean, it's the NUSA, like it's the government. The only reason they're at the bottom here is because they're pretty much just Militech. They're just Militech with more rules and less overall forces. But all of their strength comes from Militech. All right, we have the Edgerunners crew. This is hard, so I'm either going to put them at the top of Mal Disturbance or the bottom of Great Opponents. I'm going to put them at the top of the Mal Disturbance, though. And the only reason I'm doing that is because there's like 5. Maine went out like an average cyber psycho, I hate to say it. Lucy and David proved to be the only truly lethal members of the crew. And I guess kind of Kiwi as well. Netrunners are kind of always just strong. Also, to be fair, David only becomes such a high level threat when he gets the exoskeleton. And I don't mean the Sandevistan, because yeah, sure, that is pretty cool. But like Adam Smasher said, it's pretty standard when it comes to high level mercs. But we do see that the Edgerunner crew was growing, and they did make the biggest dent out of any of these crews. We saw the Edgerunners crew use Maelstrom as absolute cannon fodder, so I have no reason to believe that they wouldn't do the same to most of these crew when attacked by them. It's just that there's literally like 5 of them. They don't stand a chance against major numbers. So really they should go below the Valentinos. They're really only in this Mal Disturbance section because of their peaks. David by himself, when he got the exoskeleton, was able to take out an entire Militech fleet. And then we got Barghest. They're going to round out legendary threats. Barghest is so powerful that they were able to carve out an entire section of Night City just because they could. Gangs like the Voodoo Boys, the Valentinos, and 6th Street, they had to work and fight their way to earning an entire district. Barghest just went and took theirs. They are so elite that the NCPD does not even want to show up. It's not even worth it. They have their own set of forces equal to max tac. Barghest is such a force that they command what is probably the most dangerous yet profitable section of Night City because of the level of deals that happen in Dogtown. All right, so this is the list. What do you guys think? You already know. Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.